So what you kind of want to do then is identify where the regions of the pharynx would be with regards to the human anatomy. So if this is the nose, right, the nasal cavity would be up here above the hard palate. If I go above the soft palate, this region then would be your nasal pharynx. Whereas if I go directly behind the buccal cavity, behind the mouth here, that would be the oropharynx. And then as I go down towards the larynx, where I'm putting the probe now, this would be the laryngopharynx. Right? Now, at the end of the epiglottis here is where you see the glottis. If you pull it back far enough, and you guys will probably get a better view here. There's kind of gunk there, but the opening to that would be the glottis. And if I poke through the glottis, I should end up in the trachea. So go ahead and feel that and see if that. So there's your probe. Right? Now, if I pull this out, we already saw the epiglottis there. From this view, you have the rest of the larynx. And the cartilages that are visible here are the thyroid cartilage and the cricoid cartilage. So thyroid, cricoid, larynx. And then that will lead to the trachea. And now as far as the trachea, you do want to isolate the trachea. So take your probe and just put it under here and separate it from the posterior esophagus. Right here's the esophagus on the back. So you just want this to be kind of on its own. If you feel behind it, you should feel the gap, or kind of the space where the C-shaped cartilage ends and you have the trachealis muscle. So you have to kind of get in there, yeah. Okay. Right there, you feel the difference? Right there, you see that? Right, so C-shaped cartilage rings are not there. All you would see is the trachealis muscle. Right, and then if you follow that down, eventually that'll split into the bronchi that lead to the lungs. Right, these are the lungs in the cat. Now, these guys on each side have one more lobe than what we saw in the human anatomy. So just be aware of that, but as far as naming any of those lobes, you want to name the human anatomy on the models. For this, you might just see, name the organ, identify the function, right, things like that. But I won't ask you specifics on the cat. And then finally, just be aware of this diaphragm and the intercostal muscles, right? Mainly the diaphragm.
Okay.
And that's pretty much the respiratory system.